anymore. I'm still leaning with that, but we'll see where they go. First off the bat, CLG banning out that rapid fire.
Yeah, that's something that EnVy have kind of been experimenting with, playing with rapid fire in the game. They've tried protecting it. They've tried just letting it slip through the entire ban and protect process. I think that's something that really helps out TP more than all of the other players. But CLG, clearly they've been doing some of their homework. They go ahead and ban rapid fire immediately.
Oh, for sure. And that's just a common ban no matter what. Really high caliber and rapid fire. But now I believe that it's CLG that we've spoken about that has really had the normal bans where it's just kind of been high caliber.
Yeah, it's been the same thing
rapid
over
fire.
This is something new.
The Cerberus, though, something we saw earlier today, they're electing to kind of get that one off the board.
Surprised they didn't go after Raps.
Especially against the likes of Aches. Aches actually keeps on his stream a tally of all the CWL teams he's gotten Raps against.
That.
There is the concussion ban, and now we move into the specialist draft. Revan, which players do you see standing out with kind of a more weapon-style specialist?
Methods could certainly go for something like a Purifier. Aches, of course, he's probably going to be using something like a Scythe. You might see JCap pick up an Annihilator or something like that. Maybe even pick up the Purifier. It's actually going to be Aches with the Purifier, so I expect JCap to go with the Scythe here. On the other side for CLG, you got Fellow with Kinetic, Purifier, Scythe, then Heatwave.
Perplexed grabbing the Heatwave. Perplexed, a guy that now joining the CWL, got a lot to prove on this team, wants to make the most of this opportunity he's been given.
Yeah.
How do you see him fitting into this squad like CLG? Obviously Complex, more of a submachine gun support player. What do you think about Perplexed fitting into this team?
I think he fills in that role perfectly. I think he's a little bit more Slay-heavy focused than Complex was, which is what they needed, right? Every time we look at this team, we're like, wow, somebody needs to help out BLFire. Somebody needs to help out BLFire. I think Perplex is going to be that guy to kind of fill that gap for CLG.
Okay, now obviously going up against the likes of EnVy.
Going to be tough.
When you look at the roles of these two teams, how do they stack up? Who's your key difference maker between these two squads?
I mean, the kind of individual roles I see playing out here is going to be something like maybe Felony versus TP, Methods versus Slasher, JCap versus BLFire, and Aches versus Perplexed. That's kind of like the individual role matchups for me.
Yeah.
I think, well, firstly, I really want to see how Perplexed is going to do. This is his first league match, so I assume there's got to be a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
Yep.
And they're also going up against a very hot team, EnVyUs. They have the most 3-0s in the entire league. This is a team that now has a realistic shot at going up, maybe tying for first place.
Absolutely.
And CLG, man, they've been the team on the struggle bus for the longest time. They're, what, like 1-7 now?
I believe 1-7 at the moment. CLG with an opportunity to begin to turn their season around up against the boys in blue. Revan, what a night we've had so far.
Been fun.
It definitely has been a blast. Hope you've all been enjoying at home. I know we've been a little bit silly up here, but at the same time, when you're going on hour, 7 of casting with crazy best of 5s and insane overtimes in CTF, you got to enjoy yourself just a little bit. I think keep yourself sane at the same time.
It's been pretty hard staying sane with all the crazy stuff we've been seeing, like 2.1 second missed the fuses, tons of round 11s, close games, CTF overtimes. But like we were saying, if there's any match that has the best chance of just going straight up 3-0, it's going to be this one in favor of EnVy. They've been looking so good, going up against a struggling CLG team with a new fourth. Don't know how much time they've really had to kind of integrate Perplex into their game plan or practice with them. So all things kind of leaning towards EnVyUs right here. It's going to be up to CLG to make something happen.
Revan, I'm still kind of regaining composure from that last series. EnVy, I've seen them scrim on this map. They look very strong on it. This is one that I always see them kind of close out. We'll see if they can get the hot start off the bat. I'm going to quickly swap through the CLG players, see what everybody's rocking. BLFire has that XR2. He's always been kind of more favorable.
He likes that over the M8.
Yeah, especially on certain maps. It's a map thing for him with this XR2. And even a positional thing. Like there's possibility he brings out the M8 halfway through this map. Would not be surprised to see him do so. Perplexed, gonna start off his COD World League debut, going 1-0.
Just got his first kill ever in the league.
It's pretty cool to say.
I want to say over with Perplex, so he's going to be going on a bit of a longer flank for his team. Obviously, kind of playing for spawns a little bit for that next hardpoint, but he could certainly make a play happen here, and he's wasting no time. Non-stop sprinting as he's coming behind these players over near the fire. Opens things up, takes down JCap, looking for more players inside the hardpoint. He gets cleaned up, only trying to follow this up. He's got M8 in his hand as CLG controlling the hardpoint for the time being, but Fellow, as he's kind of forced to reload, backs up, challenges with the RK8, gets taken down. as both teams just kind of contesting so far.
Flex continuing to push up towards this top control area, and what a start it is for CLG so far, man. Perplex making it happen at 4-3, BLFire at 7-1. Does he have any streaks yet?
BLFire, yeah.
Yeah, he's already got Lightning, Hellstorm, and just 300 off a Wraith.
I'm sorry, I
Quality
think I
start
said
from him.
RK8 over the RK5. Sorry, it's been a long day, guys. But,
Okay,
I think the reason why BLFire kind of favors the XR2 over the M8 is for that auto burst feature. I think it's just something you don't have to worry about timing those bursts. You could just hold down the trigger. You'll be a little bit more mobile in your gunfights with it, a little bit more mobile like in terms of maneuverability in the air. I think that's one of the reasons why BLFire kind of leans towards the XR2 over the M8.
Well, now we're watching JCap, the guy who has started to cement himself as, for me, really, it's rebuilding kind of that legendary JCap status, right? In Advanced Warfare, he was more of a quieter player. He did wind up having some big moments, some big kind of breakthroughs in his gameplay, but he wasn't that dominant AR at times compared to some of the likes of the other players he would face. Now, though, he's back in action. We'll see if he's able to continue to perform well in the COD World League. He had one of the top KDs through the first few weeks. Love seeing JCap be back in this dominant form.
BLFire going to call in the Lightning Strike here, knows exactly where the enemy players are going to be rotating from. He actually is able to pick up one kill, knows there's one more near this back radio tower. That's going to be Slasher, but Perplexed. He's 5-7 off to an okay start, looking for methods to, start to pick things up here for CLG. He's struggling a little bit at 3-5, but it's looking like BLFire the lead side for his team. I think if CLG ever lose control of this hard point, maybe not so much now that there's only like 25 seconds remaining. This is a great one to use the Hellstorm missile on, as well as the upcoming one over near the rocks.
Well, it's CLG still out to this lead. They're now going to begin to push through this hard point, and nice shots from BLFire as he just locks onto TP and picks up that kill. 30 seconds and growing now is CLG. Felony 8 and 9 at the moment. BLFire double positive. Now Slasher has earned himself the kinetic armor.
Yeah, can't clean up the kill into Perplex. Perplex immediately cleaned up after that, but it's all about the next hardpoint, and CLG, they already have position to work here. Felony does get cleaned up. It's going to be Perplex. Never mind, he's dead. There goes BLFire. Just like that, Envy take control, earn themselves some positioning near the hardpoint. And what's going to be very important for this upcoming hardpoint, 1, Aches has a Purifier. 2, when is Envy going to decide to rotate?
It looks like right now, Envy are still more than happy to keep 4 players by this hard point, but still 40 seconds left. That's nothing too out of the ordinary.
Good chunk of time.
They definitely want to make sure they can come back in this one.
Now is when you start thinking of going.
There's going to be one final push from CLG. Do you agree with still sending all 4 players towards this? It does look like that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're going to get those top spawns anyway. This player who just spawned up for Envy should rotate right over, and that's going to be TP, and yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do.
So he does have Heat Wave to try and break here, but he's going to spot this player, and he should wisely back up here. Tosses the nade out to try to contest. He's going to eat a nade. We'll trade that kill, but that's going to favor CLG. Why? Look at where TP spawned. Look at where that player for CLG spawned, right next to the bunker.
Now the rotation comes in from Envy. They've got themselves the Purifier in the hands of Aches. He's 14 and 5 on a 4 streak. BLFire strikes down Slasher, and now it's going to be Aches soaring on in with this Purifier. He gets one, sprays down, can't get the second, and he also won't earn himself the score streaks. Envy, though, back in the lead, but CLG still trading more favorably inside the hard point. As I say that, Slasher picks up a nice 2-piece to put things in favor of Envy.
Yeah, I was about to say Aches could use that Purifier to break the hard point, just kind of zone the players away from the spots inside, but now Envy, they're going to solidify their position with the trophy systems. 30 seconds remaining. This will allow Envy to build a pretty sizable lead. BLFire now in a position to contest. I think he also has a Scythe to use, but now's not the moment where he wants to bring it out.
Perplexed now beginning to struggle at 11 and 16. Method's only 6 kills to his name. You've got JCap, who continues to get aggressive with this AR, and as we say that, that's Perplexed actually team killed Methods, and now Methods accidentally team kills Perplexed. Envy now out to a 30-second lead after the first full rotation. The boys in blue really beginning to wake up.
I mean, look at the slaying power Envy's bringing to the table right now. Slasher 20 and 13. Aches 17 and 9. JCap's now going to bring out the Scythe. This is going to allow him to put some more kills on the board, assuming that nobody from CLG is able to flank him around.
Nice nade.
Here comes Perplex, but somebody's watching this flank. JCap continuing to do damage. They have control of the hard point, and they're still continuing to build a lead. And this is kind of the point in the game.
Ooh, that's a nice kill by BLFire.
But this is usually the point in the game where Envy, they start to find their rhythm. They start to get things going, and they start to take over the game.
Well, now you can see BLFire still with that Scythe. Sees 2 players sitting that top shed area. He's going to elect to use the rest of that site to try to pick up the kill. Won't get anything as of yet. Still EnVy out to a 40-second lead. 20 seconds remaining on this bottom middle hard point. BLFire still trying to get it done. He's 25 and 13, Revan. Has more kills than Felony and Methods combined. He's got himself another Lightning and Hellstorm, and he's only 250 away from the Wraith yet again. Don't win that gunfight. Oh my God, BLFire almost finds a second as well. 130 to 93. I mean, BLFire is doing everything for the CLG squad.
Really not much more he could do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 27 to 14. He's got the most kills in the entire game. Just needs somebody to help him out, and that's really been the theme of this CLG squad for so long now. You need somebody to help him out like an SMG type of Slayer, as Methods trying to do some work inside the hardpoint. He gets taken down, moving back over to the new guy, Perplexed. He's got the most time inside the hardpoint, but he's struggling a little bit at 15 and 22. Methods at 11 and 17. Felony, the next lead Slayer for CLG. Methods still has this Purifier available to use, but I assume he's really just looking to save that for that next bunker hardpoint. As it stands right now, EnVy, they have themselves around a 40-point lead. 20 seconds remaining on the Mansion hardpoint. We're about to move over towards the jump wall one. As a BLFire, that's really probably where we're going to see him use these streaks.
And it looks like he's continuing to put down shots with this XR2. 31 and 17, doubling the kills of second on his team. He's got 4 players from EnVy now beginning to peek him. Gets another headshot on JCap there as CLG are in early control of the shed hardpoint. Methods is picking up the kills in middle map.
I mean, EnVy, you look at how they decide to break this hardpoint, they are really all on the same page, man. Everybody pushing out the rock side. The Hellstorm missile comes in, takes down Slasher, but you know, EnVy pushing together, breaking together, hitting multiple angles. Those are all things we look for to see how a team is approaching playing hardpoint, and definitely the proper way to play, in my opinion. So EnVy, things are looking good for them. They now have a 50-point lead. CLG trying to mount a comeback. That Hellstorm missile was called in earlier, picked up 1 kill, not much after that. And look, all 4 players are EnVy inside the hardpoint right now.
Oh my God, look at the confidence from JCap there to challenge Methods even though he's weak. EnVy up to a full 60-second lead. The Lightning comes in, won't connect with a single kill. EnVy gonna fight for the scrap time as well. Absolutely relentless stuff right now. There's a nice RK5 kill from BLFire. TP picks up the 2-piece, and EnVy looking in full control of this game.
Yeah, that lightning strike does push EnVy out of the hardpoint for just a couple of seconds.
Nice
allows
nade
CLG to contest for a little bit, and there we go. Perplexed picks up 2, allows CLG to take control of the hardpoint, but you know, this one I expect to be attempted to be contested for as long as possible for EnVy.
Look at this pinch.
Yep.
The 4-man pinch coming in.
All angles, man.
The other 2 players from CLG spawn all the way out, and EnVy regained control, and that might just be the dagger right there for me, Revan. If EnVy can grab these last 30 seconds, that would be the full swing in favor of them. Almost a 100-second lead. BLFire now coming on that flank. Slasher's in charge of watching for that backside. TP inside the hardpoint, sees 1 player, just going to stay alive, wait for the trade to come in.
They do just that. Losses, yeah.
And
Methods
they're going to begin to cut those losses, as you said, as they all rotate towards Bunker.
This is where Method's going to take out his Purifier. As soon as this hardpoint pops up, but it's going to take EnVy the remaining seconds on this current hardpoint to try to mount a push over. I want to see does. Okay, so Purifier, that is it. So this is the only thing EnVy really have in terms of specialists to try to break this hardpoint.
What's working in favor of EnVy, they have an 80-second lead, so they have some time to work with.
They can give up all this time and still have a lead.
And we'll see what they're able to get done. People spawned up top. Did Methods die with Purifier? Is that what you said? Wow, that's quite unfortunate for CLG. As the break now coming in from EnVy, Perplex is going to go in and challenge. Doesn't get the kill. Slasher with the nice 3-piece. Make it all 4 with the help of JCap as EnVy break the hard point, and they look to close this game out. And again, another team kill on this bunker hard point from CLG. That's the 3rd time this game that they've done it.
Yeah, JCap takes out the site for a couple seconds, picks up 2 as Teeth just earned his heat wave. Slasher just staying alive for so long inside this hardpoint. 34 and 24, an impressive game from Slasher. CLG, they need to keep pushing into this hardpoint, but as it stands right now, EnVy cannot win off of this specific one, so CLG just might cut their losses. And no, it's tough when you're in a situation like that because you don't want to be feeding score streaks like you just did. You don't want to be feeding the specialist abilities. Like, these are all just tools EnVy have that they could use to close out the game.
He's going to ping it. EnVy really should be able to close this one out. Slasher gets 2 with the lightning strike. Beautifully done. Now calls in the Hellstorm as well to follow up this kill. He'll take down Felony. EnVy, 3, 2, 1. That's going to do it. EnVy win it 250 to 146 after a slow start.
BLFire drops 41.
They close it out. BLFire 41 and 30, but the rest of his team very far behind in that respect. every single person from EnVy over 1 minute in the hard point. And we said TP, the selfless player he is, 2 minutes in the hill with that CUDA getting the job done.
You look at Slasher, he gets 14 defense as well. Really doing a lot for this EnVyUs squad. But, you know, I mean, CLG, man, they add on a new fourth. Kind of really haven't had time to integrate him, you know, catch him up to speed with all their game plans and their philosophy on the game. Understandable. I think in terms of the overall week, I might give CLG a bit of a pass here.
Okay.
You know, just because you had a new fourth. Takes time to build that team chemistry. I'm sure Perplex was the player they were looking for, otherwise they wouldn't have signed him. But it will take some time to kind of get everybody up to speed.
Now, let me put this to you. I've gotten some tweets, I've seen some people talking about it, that because of how tonight's matches went, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but from what I'm hearing, if EnVy win this match either 3-0 or 3-1, they take over first place from Optic Gaming. But if they win 3-2, it's like tied in map count.
So it's funny because I think EnVy, they gotta have like the most 3-0s in the league, so their map win percentage is pretty good.
Yeah.
And EnVy, they've been on a hot streak as of late. Aren't there only 2 losses from, who is it, Optic and FaZe?
Something along those lines. Here's a look at your after-action report. Slasher, 39-26, 1 minute and 16 seconds in the hill, 14 defends. Aches, 29-23. Really, that right there is a perfect example of what makes Team EnVyUs so lethal as a squad. When Slasher and JCap and Aches are all on point, this team is scary to say the least. Let's look at some of the highlights of this last map.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking a bit more about the EnVy slang power, that is something that, you know, when we talk about FaZe and how good all those players are at slang, when you get this EnVy team on LAN, they become a scary case as well. You know, TP starts to chip in and picks up kills, and he has his big games, you know, on LAN as well. Slasher, JCap, and Aches, tough to shut all those guys down. I mean, really just a good performance overall from EnVy. What really kind of sealed the deal for me was that second bunker rotation. Methods doesn't do anything with that Purifier. EnVy break it on their very first push. Kind of no opposition from the CLG gods. I mean, look, they just kind of waltz right on in. Not met with much opposition. Then they just go ahead and lock it down to get to 240.
This was such a great job by EnVy on that hard point to just continue to stay alive, being such nuisances. I'm not even going to try to say it. My voice is gone. My brain is gone. Either way, EnVy staying alive in that hill. So many team kills from CLG on the top bunker hard point. So maybe some slight miscommunications, maybe some unfortunate positioning.
Possibly.
Really, they just kind of tried to muscle through EnVy, and it really never worked on bunker.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we talked about in terms of like the CLG game plan for the picks and bans. You know, they would always ban the Shiva, they'd always ban High Caliber, they'd always ban Rapid Fire, and they'd always ban the Vesper. Those are the 4 consistent bans you saw every single game from CLG, not really mixing things up. And at the end of week 4, I was kind of like, CLG, you got to do something different. You know, make a new game plan, go back to the drawing board. Now you got a new fourth. He adds in some new discussion to the team dynamic, and they just need to do something differently. I mean, you saw them kind of banning some new stuff, but it was like the Cerberus.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see you ban something interesting, like Flak Jacket or trophy systems or something along those lines, and try to mess up the other team.
It's almost like someone who's trying to come out of their comfort zone, where they're like, maybe, okay, we'll try this, but we still want to stick close to our high caliber rapid fire bans. Let the other team ban that out. You get a little bit more, experiment a little bit more. That's kind of what you're saying. That's what you want to see from CLG.
I mean, look, those are going to be the most consistent bans you see. Like rapid fire, high caliber, those are most likely always going to be banned.
Yep.
And if they make it through, you know, it's available for both teams.
And that's why EnVy has been, I feel like, has been practicing more with it, because they know, hey, if we practice with this, we don't have to ban it and then let the other team waste their bans on it. That lets them put less bans into targeting us with fast hands like we saw from FaZe, or
it's something we see from Elevate, right?
Like
Whenever Elevate kind of ban out Tac Mask, it forces the other team to waste 2 bans on the flashbang and the concussion. So they don't have to worry about the other team, you know, doing anything different. You know, instead of calling the bluff from Elevate, the other team just kind of falls for it and takes out those tacticals, kind of almost wasting those bans.
Oh, definitely. We are just waiting for one more player to get into the lobby. If you've been watching this whole day, if you watched some Europe,
props to you.
You watched some Australia, and now you're watching these long North American matches, thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Saw a lot of people tweeting with the hashtag CWLPS4 saying, you know, this series, I'm leaning more towards EnVy. I'm seeing
it's
EnVy
tough
take
to bet
this
against
one.
EnVy here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in the community kind of realizes this is an EnVy team that I personally think looks the best an EnVy team in general has looked in ages. Like, in general, like, even back to AW.
I mean, AW was only last year.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, an NV team, like, just over the last year, I think this is the best an NV team has looked.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't watch too much Advanced Warfare. I can't chip in there,
Not
but
dedicated.
we're moving into the ban and protect process. We'll see if CLG kind of stick to their guns, and Aches immediately goes for that overkill ban. It's going to be perplexed with rapid fire. Wow. Couldn't have predicted that one, Jack.
And
Oh,
high caliber.
high caliber from Felony.
Those are just like the staple CLG bans.
Like, listen, Envy are going to ban this as well. Like, they're at least going to get rid of high caliber.
Yep. Leave that up to them.
And you're kind of letting Envy play whatever game they want to play.
I hear you on that. And it looks like Envy will ban out that flashbang. Expect to see them go with the concussion as well. BL fire. Please don't ban the Cerberus this time, CLG.
Okay, that's a fine ban.
Yep.
Take out the SVG. I'm not sure if anybody on Envy was really planning on sniping anyway, but at least now you don't have to worry about it. Overclock goes from TP. Is it going to be a Shiva for Methods?
There it is. You're pretty good at what you do.
I mean, this is something, I mean, even us as casters, we're able to figure, I mean, if we're able to figure this stuff out, I'm sure the other teams are watching the matches and doing their homework as well.
Yeah.
You know, if they're watching, they're like, oh, CLG, they ban this every single time. We don't really have to worry about banning this stuff against CLG because they will do it for us.
Definitely, yes. We head further into the specialist draft. Kinetic armor picked up by both squads, something that DT. Yeah, the face you just made when I mentioned DT and kinetic armor. Oh, God, that was just an insane match, man. I can't believe what we've seen so far tonight.
Kinetic armor picked up by both teams. Good decision. I agree with that. Active camo going to get picked up by BL Fire. I think Teep's going to go with Heat Wave here. Overdrive made it through. We haven't really seen that make too much of an impact, but I think that's something that's, you know, recently we've been seeing it more and more, but it's kind of like camo at the beginning of the game where, you know, players just really haven't been able to experiment with it too much, so they don't know exactly the situations they could use it in. For the most part, they just kind of pop it at the beginning of the round and just try to run somewhere.
And just try to hope that they get first blood, too. If not, well, now your team's down 4v3.
Yeah.
They know you used overdrive. That's a weight off their shoulders. Like, they have less to worry about specialist-wise. It's definitely a momentum swing aspect to the round. Now, as we load up Fringe, what we've seen so far tonight, some pressure in towards Bricks, trying to get first blood into A. Both teams doing that one.
We've seen a lot of late round rotations.
Late round rotations, some definite sniper presence, even with Overkill banned. We did see a Locust be pulled out by Chino in that Game 5 of Search and Destroy on Redwood.
Who's going to put out a Locust here?
I don't think it's going to happen.
Aches? I know Aches was trying to snipe a little bit in AW.
I think there's a... Well, Overkill's banned, so I was going to say, like, Argus secondary, but even that's not going to happen because Overkill's banned.
Yeah. Elcar's still in. RK5's still in.
Remember when the
And
Elcar
MR6.
was, like, the biggest thing? Like, it was the number one
Yeah,
ban?
that was like the #1 ban. Then, you know, now the metagame shifts, changes.
And what's
no
cool-
longer see the RK5 banned.
Yeah, what's cool is, like, you see all the pistols used. Like, I think tonight we've seen a fair share of Elcar kills with Formal. We've seen Chino and a couple others with
Replays
the
with MR6.
Even Parasite had it on. And then the RK5 is, I would still probably say, probably the most used pistol.
I almost forgot Complexity played tonight.
God. This is going to be a good one. S&D on Fringe. If you are just tuning in, Envy is up 1-0. And they look to get a 2-0 lead as we head into Infection Uplink on map 3. Here's a map fly through of the different areas where you'll be seeing the action go down. I mean, I'm still favoring Envy on this one.
Yeah. I think for sure going into this match, Envy are the clear favorites here. They have the better league. They have more experience behind them. They've been performing a lot better throughout the entirety of the league. CLG, they only have 1 win under their belt. They need to find something to get them going. They need to start working together, get their teamwork, you know, on the level that Envy's at. I think that's the only way really CLG could win this map, is if they're working together as a team, they're trading effectively, and they're winning their gunfights. That's a tough thing to do against a team like EnVyUs.
Well, we are loading into things now. Oh man, I don't even know who to watch at the start. I mean, it's CLG on the offensive side. They flip on through. No snipers being brought out by them, it appears.
No snipers on CLG.
No snipers on Envy.
Let's watch the new dude. How good are you at
Is that his
S&D
name?
Perplexed?
Let's watch the new guy, Perplexed, see what he can do. Sup, bruh? He's gonna get first blood for his team, dude. That's so
You
sick.
sure about that?
No, maybe not, dude. As I say that, he just gets destroyed through window.
But Methods actually got first blood. He took down TP, immediately traded down after. So Envy with the early man advantage. Here comes Felony trying to, he peeks out middle street. He gets shut down by Slasher. All up to BLFire now, a 1-on-3. BLFire is certainly capable of it.
They saw him.
But the Envy guys, they know exactly what to do in a situation like this. They're going to group up, work their numbers advantage, but BLFire finds one. Immediately flanked by Aches, pinching in from the back. Solid round from EnVyUs.
Aches saw him from middle window. He knew like he's either rails or he's sitting L wall. As he turns to L wall, his teammate dies, gets there just in time to clean up the kill. 1-0 round lead for Envy as they continue the momentum into Search and Destroy.
Yep. Good, solid stuff from the EnVyUs lineup. I really want to see, is anybody from Envy going to pull out a sniper? I know the SVG was banned. No, I'm not going to do it.
I feel like there's no reason for them to.
I really don't, like, if you were to pick anybody, maybe somebody like Slasher would pull it out?
Maybe Slasher, but even then, I don't think it happens.
Yeah. I could definitely see that happening. Slasher, he's got the M8 out, just posting up over near the middle white truck. Because Envy, you know, this is as standard as it gets here on offense. Just waiting for the other team to make a play happen. Slowly work your way up, clear it out corner by corner. You established map control, now you're just trying to find that first blood.
JCap just trying to stay alive in tracks. Look at Slasher hitting that same spot, but Methods makes him pay for it. See, that's what happens to me whenever I go for that. Methods will do that.
Parasite, I remember Parasite hitting that snipe quite a few times.
Twice this game, or this day he did. Now, though, it's a 3v3. TP with this bomb, and Envy is doing what CLG couldn't last round, and that's get control of middle street. Someone just flew right across middle map, and they did not see that shadow. Felony just got across, and TP had no idea. Oh, God.
Okay. Methods might hit some good timing here.
No, but he peeks out a little bit slowly. He's got one player in front of him. JCap somehow stays alive. The tacticals come out, and he gets hit by the EMP. Methods gives away his position again, and the pinch now coming out of CLG. It's Felony coming the backside of the map. The bomb now planted, 3v2. And you can see Methods, 3v1. Methods is trapped in the back of the map.
Yeah, that's rough. He's unable to finish that kill into JCap, and now he's just cornered in. Not much room he could kind of work with as Aches comes around from the pinch once again. If Methods is able to clean up that kill on JCap, but he's first presented with that opportunity, makes that round a lot more manageable for CLG. Felony trying to come around the flank, but he's fighting a 2-on-1 there. Methods was kind of isolated over near this back truck. You see Aches in the round and kill cam. He comes in for the pinch. Another straightforward round for Team EnVyUs.
Envy up 2-0. And you can see just how well JCap zoned Methods in the back of the map, right? He just never let him even begin to try to get a breather back there. Just continued to push on in. Made him pay the price as Envy are up 2-0 and continue to run away with this one.
Well, it's still early. CLG definitely have some time to adjust, but there's first blood. Felony gets picked out of the air by Slasher. Perplexed peeks out, and as quick as he peeks out, he runs back. BLFire falls as well, and man, CLG, they are just getting picked apart, kill by kill. Perplexed, he's going to get shot at, and he has no idea where he's even getting shot from. Method's trying to gain some position on the map, but he's still near the spawn. It's all down to him now, and kill by kill, like, CLG, they're just having a rough time in this search and destroy.
3-0. I mean, Revan, this is what I fear about CLG, right? Because you look at this best of 5 and you look at the map set and you go, personally for me, this is a must-win. This game too. You got an NV team in Uplink, and then
I feel like every map is kind of like a must-win for CLG.
Oh, like, yeah, but with other teams, as you mentioned, with complexity, with their strength in Uplink as well as CTF, that they can kind of claw themselves back in to force that game 5 like they did versus FaZe, even though they won that game 2. CLG, you look at Uplink and then CTF, and you go, okay, well, even if they sneak an Uplink off of Envy, you go to a CTF evac, and like that's just Envy's bread and butter. So this one, for me, CLG needs to wake up now, and they need to kind of shift this momentum. If they want any chance of the series, right now they got 2 players at a combined 0-6. Envy's got JCap and Aches at a combined 7-0, and Aches uses that HC. I believe he used it, right? Yes, now yeah, there you go. He's got his HC in. Player
they
just
used one earlier as well. This is their second HC of the round.
Oh my God, they missed it. They missed it, and he's going to get the player in top window called out. They're going to have to fall back, and now they've gotten full control of rail side.
Yeah, Slasher pushing up for position up near the bomb site.
Oh,
you can see how slow and methodical Envy are playing each and every round. just isolating individual players on CLG, picking them apart, kill by kill.
My God.
I mean, look, if you're trying to find a tutorial on how to play Fringe Search and Destroy, this is the game you watch.
Didn't you say EnVy win the 6-0? Was that what you... Or that was last map, right? You said LG would win 6-0. Okay, everything's kind of molding together. EnVy up 4-0. I mean, there's nothing really to break down. If you could be CLG right now, what do you change to try to bring yourself back into this?
You need to just, you know, firstly, you need to start working together, right? They haven't been able to trade any kill. They haven't gotten first blood, at least from what I remember, aside from the very first round. So work together, work the trades, and you maybe just try to hit something quick. Try to win the round within the first 20, 25 seconds. Felny, he's got the bomb in his hand, but you know he's challenging here near middle street. If he dies, that puts the bomb in a very awkward position.
Methods using a little bit of a cheeky spot on the back of the map. Actually, one of the first times I've seen this used by a player.
I like it.
Love this decision from him. No one has died yet for either squad. You can see CLG just trying to see if they can play for a pick. Down rails is a slasher versus perplex battle, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both, like, and then both through COD vision, just waiting each other out. Who's going to make the first mistake? It's like Perplex is going to begin to peek. Slasher puts some shots in. Aches does strike first blood again for EnVy. But Perplex answers right back with one of his own, and now it's a 3-on-3. Beautiful kill for Perplex's first of the game.
Felny pushing through the middle of the map, forces that player near top barn to back down, but look at how much time they have to work.
They got to get something going here.
25 seconds, they still don't know what bomb site they're going to. They're pushed up over near middle street. I guess they can go to either or here as they find this player near bricks. He's going to push him out. But that player managing to stay alive. You need to go plant the bomb. Yeah, it only takes 5 seconds.
Look at Felony right now. He's literally just soaring around the map, trying to see what he can do. They've finally settled with the A site. J-Cap's going to push on through. He's got one player to his right. Methods takes him down. Now it's a 1-on-2. Aches last alive. If he gets his kill, he earns himself kinetic armor. He knows this too. He's going to wind up pushing this one.
Yeah, he's got to push Methods out here in bricks. Goes in for the beat down.
Pop kinetic armor. Pop it. Use it. Use kinetic.
I mean, that's fine. They
I mean,
got plenty
it's
of rounds
fine.
to play
I'm sorry. That's Patrick Price. You think he's the guy who's going to pop kinetic and clutch it up and then drop the bags and get the defuse?
Felony, I mean, at least CLG get around on the board, right?
Yep.
That's something for them. Aches almost getting that 1v2, but yeah, that was the right idea. He had to push Methods out. I think he had a feeling that Felony was going to pinch around from the flank. Didn't know if he was going to come from mid-street or from back alleys, so he decided to push in, make the more consistent play. CLG, they put around on the board. Aches, though, he's got full streaks. Kinetic armor also available for use. Things are only looking good for Team EnVyUs here. You got Felny on the side of CLG, spotting through the top vent, sees 2 players inside 10. He's forced to back down, but he's one shot. He's so weak. He's going to try to challenge once again. There are players from kind of both angles here.
They're just spraying through this wall, trying to see if they can get a kill. Felony is somehow still alive. Meanwhile, he's been tagged up like 17 times. Drops down, gets first blood on J-Cap, and he's going to continue to try to push on through. Instead, though, he does die. The lightning comes out of Aches. He's not going to find a kill.
Well, you know he's here.
Methods dies to Aches. And now it's a 3-on-2, and EnVy are going to get this bomb planted.
Yeah, you got Aches kind of watching the flank here. Might miss his opportunity for the kill.
Oh, but they should trade this out with these. Yep.
Okay.
2v1. Now does Aches... I don't think Aches calls in the Hellstorm. Perplex is going to wind up charging in. Gets 1 kill. Aches in the 1-on-1.
I think he uses kinetic here, though.
Come on. Pop, rush out, pop that kinetic. Oh, no, again.
The 1 burst.
Perplex wins the 1-on-1, gets the 1 burst he needed. CLG staying alive. Well, what is this more of? CLG staying alive or EnVy with some slight misplays?
I think EnVy with some small misplays
yeah,
here. I mean, they use the lightning strike. They get the instant ping on where the players are located. They're just unable to execute after that. I mean, props to Perplexed for winning that 1v1. This is keeping CLG alive. Now they're starting to earn some streaks. They have an overdrive available for use, and that's what Methods is going to use here. Just use the overdrive, but like he's neck and neck with Felony. Felony's not too far behind him, so
he's going to get spotted. He's going to be seen from middle street, which is big. That's key. The Psychosis is popped by EnVy. Will Methods give away his position with the shots on the clone as it moves in here? Doesn't appear so. Now he's going to check the site, gets 1 kill, gets a second as well. Methods nicely done to swing the number back in their favor. Goes for the 3rd, but he's not going to pick that one up. TP does cut him down. The bomb has been planted. Slasher's there to trade the kill out. And now it's a 2v1, sorry. Perplexed last alive.
Oh man, he doesn't have blast suppressor either, so they're going to hear him boosting around. Pushes it with the RK5, almost was able to pick that one up, and they're saying, well, Slasher's 50 points away from that HCXD. He's going to get the defuse while Teep
now
roams around the map.
What's funny is, while, yes, that did look like, oh, if he gets that kill, he wins that round, TP did have heat waves still.
Yeah.
So even if Slasher does die in that second TP heat waves, gets up, drops a bomb, kills him with the VMP. Look at how close Slasher was to dying, man. He just got some nice hip fire in there. Envy, okay, they stopped the bleeding. 1 round away now. They're going, boys, let's close this one out before we let CLG sneak a map off us.
And man, I've really seen Overdrive have so little impact on the game, man. Like in the first series of the night, didn't really get much done. Methods was able to get some early positioning near bricks, but he was spotted so early on that it was just tough for him to kind of had that element of surprise.
I feel like at the same time, it's kind of the thing that's always hurt Overdrive, right? Even back to when it was used when the boost slide was in the game.
Well,
Everyone
I thought the boost slide really kind of negatively impacted Overdrive.
But even now it's, I mean, it's still, players are still hitting things at the same time, and there he gets spotted, perplexed with that headshot on TP. Slasher gonna peek up with the camo. He won't spot anybody as of yet. Envy at a number disadvantage finally. Can they still convert this round though as Slasher gets cut down? There's a kill down onto JCap, and it's Aches in the 1v4. Aches, you're a good player, but not good enough to clutch that one out. Felony closes out the round. CLG still staying alive. The score now 5-3 in favor of Envy.
Yeah, even with kinetic armor available, that is a rough spot to be in, and he gets spotted immediately. Felony just kind of crossing out locations where Aches could have been, deducing that he just finds him in the corner there. Easy cleanup for CLG as you know they're still in this game, man. They're only down by 2 rounds, but they just can't lose another one. Kinetic armor, heat wave available, camo as well, so they could use camo to maybe lead out towards the A bomb site here. I think that might be the play for CLG here.
Well, the shots already coming in from JCap. Camo, I think, being used by CLG. That's BL Fire striking first blood for his team, and he's going to continue to push on through. Well, now he hesitates. He knows, hey, I can't just rush out here and die for no reason. Let me just wait this out, watch my dark tunnel for my teammate. The flank being watched by someone else on CLG. They've got full middle map presence. Aches now using that kinetic armor. And the push comes in and continues. Aches finds a second with the L-car. And just like that, what looked like CLG forcing around 10 is now Envy, now 1 kill away from winning the game.
Yeah, it has to use kinetic.
He pops kinetic armor, he checks his sight, he gets 1 kill on the bomb. Diffuser gets a second kill as well. The third now begins a challenge. Felony trying to play his life out. 20 seconds left, he could clutch this one up. But as I say that, Aches finds his 3rd kill of the round. He still has the Hellstorm, and he'll get the defuse. Envy win game 2, 6-3. And they'll go up 2-0 in this best of 5, looking to close things out 3-0.
Aches has such an amazing game there, 12-4. Dominant performance from Captain Price. As Envy, they go up 2-0. CLG, their backs are now against the wall. As the upcoming map will be Infection Uplink. Envy with a chance to 3-0 yet another opponent.
I mean,
this team is hot. I wouldn't mind a 3-0.
This team is hot, and if what I'm saying, if what I've been told is true, Envy, first place is now...
Who's telling you this information? Is it Pablo on Twitter?
It's not Pablo on Twitter. Someone did actually make a Pablo account for me, which is quite incredible. But I got tweeted like 20 different times by people saying, like, yo, if Envy win this 2-0 or 3-0 or 3-1, they win the series. And you know what? I trust the people of the Call of Duty community.
You trust the internet?
I trust the internet.
That's a mistake.
People aren't allowed to lie on the internet. That's one thing you should know.
Yeah, why would you go on the internet just to lie?
It's so ridiculous what people do. Envy up 2-0. I mean, it's now CLG with nothing going right for him in the series.
Yeah.
You're going into Infection Uplink. I don't know, man. I don't see it happening. I think Envy close it out.
I got to agree with you there. I think Envy, they have a stranglehold on this game. You couple that with the fact that CLG, they got a new 4th.
Yep.
They haven't been able to get too much practice in with him. Still trying to incorporate him, get him up to speed with all their strategies and how they like to play the game. All kind of lead to Envy gaining an advantage for me, and they're taking full advantage of it.
Triple positive from Aches. On the other side of things, everyone going negative. Everyone really kind of held their own. BL Fire a little bit more quiet in game 2. They got 3 plants, but they really just couldn't close out those rounds after they planted the bomb. Envy with 2 defuses.
I mean, Envy just had such a strong start, man. They get streaked so early on. Aches probably could have clutched that 1v2 if he popped kinetic armor, but I think he was just going for the safer play. I mean, why even use it in this situation where you got a couple of rounds to play with? And this was crazy for me because Felony just stays alive for so long. He actually winds up picking up a kill. And you see, he's just spotting through this little top fan. Just seeing if anybody's there. Winds up challenging. Almost died about 30 different times during this engagement.
And then he gets first blood after all this.
Yeah.
That was just nuts.
It was worth it. Finally picks up the kill.
He even gets an HC from that one. This is the that's the active camo kill from BL Fire. The kinetic from Felony. This could have been so sick if he got this final kill, but Aches closes it out. There's that fuse, and he re-earns himself the HC just in case things went on longer. Aches had more weaponry,
more toys to work with
whenever he needed it. We're going on hour 8 of casting, Revin, or 7, whatever it is. Had a pleasure so far tonight. This could potentially be our final map between EnVy and CLG. CLG, with their backs against the wall. Even if they win this, they go to a CTF, which I fully favor EnVy for. Ban and Protect phase has started. You saw.
You know what I think CLG are going to ban?
What are they going to ban?
They're going to ban the Shiva. They're going to ban Rapid Fire. They're going to ban High Caliber. And they're going to ban something like the Cerberus.
My heart is crying.
Well, I'm already 1 for 1.
All right. Well, there goes 2 tacticals from EnVy. So now you said Rapid Fire.
2 for 2.
Now let's see if High Caliber is next from Felony. Active camo.
Something different.
Ooh!
Okay, so that replaces my Cerberus ban.
All right. now High Caliber. BL Fire's gonna say, ah, we're back. That's hysterical, man. CLG, of all the teams I cast, your bans are the most obvious by far.
Yeah, Overdrive is going to be the last one there, so pretty standard, I'd say, ban and protect phase.
Now as we head into the specialist draft, no camo available. Overdrive banned out last.
Kinetic makes it through. Heatwave makes it through.
Heatwave going to be picked up for sure. JCap probably with the Annihilate. Yep, there it is. Really, I don't think there's going to be anything too crazy in the specialist draft. No War Machines used.
Maybe a Psychosis or a Vision Pulse. Kinetic definitely going to get picked up by both teams. Scythe from Aches. BL Fire probably going to go with the Scythe as well. It's going to be an even 2-2 split. Going to be a mirror matchup here for Game 3.
Looking back on the night of matches, Revin, we started it off with Optic Gaming versus Complexity. Complexity winning that one in Game 5. Crazy series. That CTF was nutty.
Yeah.
Second half of that CTF, Optic don't even die in that second overtime. Pretty crazy stuff. Then we went into FaZe versus TSM. God, all the matches are like molding together. FaZe lose that one in Game 5 to TSM. Then we head into our last series, which was Luminosity DT. DT lose that one in round 10 of Game 5. What that play from CLG, I checked Twitter, people blew up about that. A lot of people saying Chino would have had one of the sickest plays in Black Ops 3 if he clutched that round.
0.1 seconds away, man.
Jeez.
You can't get much closer than that.
I got screenshots.
So how do you like in terms of top matches of the night?
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. All I know what we're gonna do though is talk about some things on Twitter. Use the hashtag CWLPS4. Which team impressed you the most tonight? Send them at RevinJB, at CourageJD. You say TSM.
Yeah.
I'm siding with TSM as well. This team, man, I didn't give enough props back when they were first starting out.
Question mark.
I was kind of wondering. Now though, they're at 5-4. Another surprising thing, this Complexity team who started off very slow, now 6-3. They're right up there as well.
Yeah, they're
tied with FaZe.
That's crazy.
Here we go.
Really impressive.
Boys and girls, it's Infection, it's Uplink, and it's potentially our final map of the night. CLG find themselves down 0-2 in this best of 5. They're right around that time of where they could potentially be dropping to 1-8.
Dude, when I get home tonight, I'm going to watch that Chino play around 30 more times.
Yeah?
And I'm going to laugh each time.
Dude. You actually cried, man. That was so funny.
I mean, that's obviously a heartbreaking play for Chino, but just that whole series of events and
it was just everything.
And leading up to it, very funny moment.
Imagine if he clutched that and we went to a round 11 and DT.
I still would have laughed.
Oh, I would have cracked up. That was just nutty. Game 3. Here we go. We're spawning in. Everyone's loading in. Let's watch Let's watch Perplex at the start. Let's see how he plays Uplink.
Watch him at the start of all 3 maps.
That's fine. He's new to this team.
All right. Let's see what he's using here. Actually going for Dead Silence. It's a little bit interesting here in Uplink. Maybe trying to sneak around the map a little bit more. Obviously going to be hurt a bit less as both teams trade kills off the start. 3 go down for CLG. Make it 4. EnVy off to a hot start. TP immediately pushing for position over near the CLG base. Meets with 1 player. JCap there to clean up the kill. Trade it out. Slasher with the drone in his hand. Has an opportunity for a 1-point play. As he comes around the corner, sinks the throw. EnVy go up 1-0.
Nicely done by Slasher to not get greedy, get the point on the board. It's EnVy continuing to impress. Aches turns around with that L-car. Had a nice 2-piece last game to help secure a round win for his squad. There's Slasher cutting down BL Fire with that secondary. Methods with a beautiful shot with that M8 flying through towards his own tank. And this might actually be a score from CLG.
Yeah, Methods is off to a hot start. He's 4-1. Sometimes he just has these games, man. Here's going to be the toss coming from Perplex, and he sinks that as well. Love to see these players hitting their 1-point tosses.
Does it make you proud?
Makes me proud.
I mean, you didn't play Uplink, but I feel like you'd be the type to just practice those for like 6 hours at a time.
I am. Listen, back in Black Ops 1, man, there's this map called Firing Range. I knew a nade spot for every flag at every part of the map.
Yeah.
Took me a couple hours to perfect them, but I did it.
Could you go back right now and still hit the same nades? God, you're so good at games that are no longer relevant in the COD community.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or...
Black Ops 3, on the other hand. Whew, sheesh, I've watched you play, boy.
I've watched you play, too.
Felony gets 2 kills. EnVy trying to regain some map positioning. You can see Perplex just kind of playing in interesting spots. Kills 1 player who was on his own snow driveway. And now the push comes back in. 2 kills in favor of CLG. Wins that gunfight versus JCap as well. And it's going to be a push from CLG as they've now gotten towards the drone.
Things have really slowed down since the last score.
Yeah.
Both teams now just controlling their side of the map, finding to gain some sort of position over near the middle of the map. As that's Methods and Felony leading the way for CLG. Slasher continuing to impress me. Love watching this guy play some Call of Duty. But as it stands right now, tied up game. 1 point for each team. Everybody just looking to slay out mid-map before they take control of the drone.
Nice heat wave from Slasher as they basically do nothing with it. And TP does turn, pick up that kill on BL Fire.
Was it a nice heat wave if they don't do anything with it?
No, I mean, he used it nicely. I mean, that was an even more... Did they just use a heat wave now and Broken on the other side of the map? I believe so. Yeah, he just used... So that was a heat wave that actually stunned him and his teammate.
That might turn around and bite him. 2 go down for CLG. Method's trying to maintain control of their 2-story. Does find 2 kills, but TP, he's able to get a touch on the drone. Has kind of like a lead blocker and Slasher, but Methods is here to try to cut this off as he pushes forward. Slasher picks up 2. This might be an opportunity for a score on the side of EnVyUs. Going to be a 1-point opportunity, and he sinks it. Nice, so EnVy retake the lead.
3 for 3 on shots so far. JCap is back across the map. It's Slasher on a 5 streak, now 200 points away from the lightning strike, and he's just going to watch this green hallway. Oh, that timing. They know exactly where he is. Yeah, he's going to get cut down by BL Fire.
So EnVy, they have control of mid-map. They have 1 forward position player. That's going to be JCap. Never mind, JCap dies. So these EnVy players, they need to do some slaying right here. Unless they pick up the drone, pass it to Teat, and he just kind of runs it down Snow Street. But looks like for the moment, both teams going to slow it down once again and just fight for control over the map.
Now, if the score goes into the half at 2-1 in favor of EnVy, I mean, who do you think that favors in the long run?
I think that favors CLG, actually.
Yeah?
I think it's a bit easier to get that spawn trap going when you're on the side of EnVy. It's a bit more straightforward, whereas on the other side of the map, you kind of have that bit of an awkward position over near Graves. I think it's easier to get a 1-point toss when you're on the side of, when you're pushing up towards Graves, so when you're on the side of CLG on right now. Because if you just control Graves, right, and you don't allow him to, you know, retake control of that, you just pass it forward, you set up for that easy 1-point toss and sink that all day. Whereas, you know, if you're on the side that EnVy's on right now and you just spawn trap them on the Snow Street, you can just get dunks all day. They're unable to rotate back. But this is a good scoring opportunity for CLG. Closing seconds, nades.
He passed it forward. He does get a kill. Method's now going to try to go pick up that drone. He's got a nice scoring opportunity. There it goes, 2-2. Wow. CLG tied things back up, and Slasher pops his heat wave.
Unsure why Methods decide to pass right there. A little bit iffy, because finally he's able to maintain that position. Maybe that's a dunk. He's able to continue slaying. He's got good cover to work with. Putting shots in the EnVy players coming off a respawn. But in the end, at least CLG are able to get a point out of it. Things are tied up going into the half, 2 points apiece. It's an all right spot for CLG to be in.
Oh, definitely. And, oh God. I mean, I still think, even if CLG win this map, EnVy close it out in game 4. But you want to see EnVy
Don't jinx it now.
win this one 3-0 just because they've looked so hot tonight so far.
All right, so Slasher needs somebody to give him some help, man. Nobody else positive on this EnVy lineup. Slasher doing everything he can at 18 and 10. This breakoff means a lot to EnVy. They could get things going early on. They could kind of snowball this game away from CLG. And there you go. 2 go down for CLG, but
nice shots
they
from
answer
Slasher,
back.
man.
BL Fire versus Slasher. Slasher wins that fight, and he's immediately going to push up right towards control of Graves. He has his teammates coming off of respawn that'll maintain the position over near middle map.
He's 20 and 10 right now, far and away leading his team and the game in kills. The pressure comes back in from Perplexed. Nice close range gunfight victory for him there, and JCap has this Annihilator. What's the green light for you with an Annihilator use on this map? Is it to try to hold your base, or is it more like, hey, we got 2 kills, let's pop it out now and really try to force
It's fine
the
to use
score?
it in both scenarios. When
Okay.
you decide to pull it out, your team pushes up, they have control of the tank at least. You take it out to try to get the guys off of respawn or try to escort the drone carrier up to the middle of the map. Aches now, he's got some big kills to make here. He finds one. Oh, doesn't finish the second. But no one from CLG has touched the drone yet. Finally, Perplexed is going to get his hands on this as Methods, he gets taken down over near the EnVy base, and there goes another teammate, and Perplexed is forced to drop the drone to try to help slay.
Perplexed. Just waiting now with that AR. Felony trying to just distract the players of EnVy as he sits on B stairs, not connecting with a kill as of yet. The push will commence. The heat wave now being popped. Beautiful job done by Perplexed, and now EnVy's actually going to run this
Toss it
drone
off.
back to their own base. TP's going to rotate this one towards Stowe Street.
Gotta
He's got
be
BL
quick.
Fire right in front of him. Just going to toss it up the map. Nicely done by TP.
Yeah, very heads-up play by Teep, just buying his time team to regain control of their base. You got Slasher trying to hold on to his tank. He's playing his 2-story building. That's going to be Methods. Slasher will get around the corner. Unsure if he was spotted, though. We'll find one. 2 go down for CLG. This might be the opportunity EnVy need, as now it's all down to Methods. Just trying to overlook the neutral drone. He gets spotted and cleaned up, so map control does go back in favor of EnVy. TP trying to slay forward over near the CLG base. This has really been a very back and forth game in terms of map control. Right, no team's really getting too many touches on the drone.
Yeah.
But a lot of action going down near the middle of the map and near both tanks on either side of the
This
map.
reminds me like so much of a CTF type game, right? Where it's like clearing out your base, slowly pushing up as a team and hoping you can try to force in a 1-point play. 0 dunks as of yet. TP with a beautiful 2-piece there with the Kuda. The drone being pushed up. Felony gets cut down. It's now Methods last alive. Somehow finds one. He's going to continue to push on through. Slasher does take him out with 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. It's a tied 2-2 game with EnVy up 2-0.
Yeah, and that's kind of reset. Okay, 3 go down for CLG. This has to be a
Got heat wave
score.
as well, but now look what Methods does. He pulls out the Annihilator.
You're talking about when you bring this out.
Woo.
He's able to pick up one, but it kind of slows down EnVy just enough. It's going to be the sights brought out by BL Fire as well, so they're bringing out all the stops here is CLG. The drone still in control of Team EnVyUs, though, and TP he's been able to wall run this all the way towards the outskirts as he's making his way closer and closer to the CLG base, but he falls off the map. But what it did was it forced CLG to rotate towards that side of the map. So EnVy, they're going to try to maintain control, but Aches, he's got to know there's somebody rotating over near Snow Street. He's unable to pick up on it. At CLG, they will kind of retake control of mid-map, and we're back to where we were at the start of the game, where both teams just fighting for some sort of control on the map.
Oh my God, Perplexed. Not only does he have the sickest looking camo right now in the game, but he just picked up 2 kills. Aches uncharacteristically misses every shot. But as I say that, Method's not able to get the 1-point toss off. EnVy now will begin to rotate this drone, and this is what I love to see. EnVy changing things up. They've got Slasher watching their back. Perplex peeks out from middle map. He gets cut down by JCap's Annihilator. And now it's EnVy on the aggression. JCap finds 2. Oh, he almost gets a 3rd on BL Fire. The toss goes up. He connects with the long-range shot, and with a minute left, Aches pulls out the scythe, and he's about to put an end to CLG's series if he can just stay alive with this specialist.
Yeah, gonna reposition himself, finds Perplexed. Now coming around from the side,
Gets
finds
3.
1 more player, make
Gets
it
4.
4.
Oh, and Aches is going
keep
to continue
going.
to push on through with this scythe. Gets one more off spawn. No, he gets shut down from behind. Felony picks up 2, and now EnVy getting a little bit overzealous with this drone. 35 seconds left. They've got to just hold their base. Kills continuing to stream in favor of CLG. TP in the middle of the map. Will he be spotted? It doesn't appear so, as there's a person right around the corner. He does get one.
Medic.
He's got the kinetic arm. He's going to charge on out. The player around the corner does die.
Yards.
TP's just going to move this one forward. And oh my god, Revan, this could be the game right here. Connects with the shot. 15 seconds remaining. TP fast for a second there, but this should be the game. One last chance for CLG.
Nah, you can't get the dunk.
They're moving forward with this drone.
No
5 seconds remaining. Methods has to go for a dunk. Shots come in. He tries to go for the dunk. And oh my god, he doesn't get it. And that's gonna do it. EnVyUs win the game, the series, end the night with a 3-0 victory. I'm done.
Look how close he is.
Oh my
Not enough
god.
thruster to get up there. Oh, so close for Methods. Trying to tie the game up in the final seconds, but that